Hi, good morning or good afternoon. I don't know when you guys are watching this. So this is like your last video for science because as you can see, we are on the last chapter of science. Okay, oh, let me scoot you a little bit. I don't know why when I turn it on, it like changes the angle of it or something. So we are going to go through the last lecture, and your test is next week. Okay, so next week you're also going to be taking quizzes. You're going to be taking quiz 12A, 12B, and 12C. They will be open book, so you can look at your notes to help you study for your test on the 8th. All right? All right, so let's look. So we've been talking about the circulatory system, which I abbreviate, circulatory system, okay? And now we're going to look at when things go wrong in your circulatory system. So one of the things that we are looking at are blood clots. Blood clots inside our veins are not our friends, okay? So what happens is you get plaque that clogs the arteries. So your artery is supposed to be kind of like a cylinder, yeah? And it's supposed to be clear, okay? But what happens is plaque builds up around the outside. Plaque comes from like fatty tissues and other things that clog it up, fatty materials and other substances. So as you can see, the plaque makes the area where the blood can go through get smaller. And that can restrict the amount of blood that goes through. And sometimes people have to have surgery because it gets so very clogged that it can cause heart attacks, it can cause strokes, okay? It's not a fun thing. So sometimes they actually have to put like a balloon kind of thing in there where they put it in, they blow it up, and it pushes the plaque to the outside to get it to open up. Okay? So if your blood can't get through, your body can't get all the oxygen that it needs and the nutrients, and then things start going bad in your body very quickly. So a blood clot forms around the plaque. So there might be like, plaque forms around the plaque, and then the blood clot can move around your body. And depending on where your blood clot goes, the blood clot can actually cause you to die. Okay? So like if it goes into your lungs, it can cause death. If it goes into your brain, it can cause a stroke. Okay, so this is not a fun thing to mess around with. So how do we keep our heart healthy? I wanted to write healthy, so I was like, wait, what is that? Okay, so how do we keep our heart healthy? So a lot of times to keep your heart healthy, there are certain things that you can do. Making wise decisions. So some diseases are hereditary. Hereditary. Okay, now I'm going to be able to say that because, I need an eraser. Okay, so hereditary means that you inherit a trait or an issue from your parents, grandparents, that kind of thing. Okay, there's not a lot of things you can do about that. There are some things, but not a lot of things that you can do about heredity. However, more people have issues with their choices. Okay, and today we're going to talk about some good choices and bad choices that will keep your heart healthy or not so much. Okay, so wise choices and keeping our heart healthy is a great way to honor the Lord because God created you. God made you in His image. God wants you to be healthy. He's given you the gift of health, and he wants you to use that gift for him. All right, so one way you can keep your heart healthy is what you eat. Okay? So if you eat fatty foods like potato chips, French fries, those kinds of things, it creates more plaque. Oops, cue. And the plaque, now I'm worried I spelled it. And the plaque builds up and chokes everything off, okay? So eating fatty foods like that can be bad for you. As it clogs up, it can reduce the oxygen and nutrients that can get through, okay? So you need to eat healthy foods like fruits and vegetables, veggies, and fruit, okay? Fish, those are all really good things for your body, for your heart health, and they help you to prevent the plaque and the clogging and all of those kinds of things. Now, like I said before, if you get too small, they have to do surgery. Sometimes they have to do bypass surgery. So they actually have to, if it gets like really, really little, really, really little, like that, they have to take a vein and actually, well, the plug is here, and actually put a new vein in here so that the blood can go around the blockage, okay? That's called bypass because they're going past, they're bypassing where the blockage is. And that's what can happen sometimes. Or I talked to you about the balloon. If it's not so bad, they can put the balloon in and inflate it and push the plaque to the end, okay? So if they have like a double bypass, that's 2 that they do. If they have a triple, it's 3. Quadruple is 4, okay? So, and I've heard of people having all those kinds of bypasses on their heart. So it's not just your heart that the blood vessels can be blocked, but in your legs, anywhere that you have blood vessels can be blocked by the plaque on your vessels. Does that make sense? All right. Another way you can keep your heart healthy is to exercise. I did that before too. Okay. My rating's not doing very well today. So that's an X, that's an R, C, S, E. Okay? So exercise. Just like you exercise to keep all your rest of your muscles in shape, since your heart is a muscle, you need to exercise that too. So some of the ways you can exercise is walking, running, jogging, biking, swimming, okay? Those are all different ways you can exercise. Jumping rope, jump, 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 okay? Are all different ways that you can exercise that will help strengthen your heart, all right? So if you sit around on the couch, which probably a lot of you are doing with this whole coronavirus thing, I know I'm sitting on the couch a lot more than I should be, you are not exercising your heart. So you need to get out and do something to exercise your heart, okay? And that might be not like outside your house, but like, you know, getting up and one of my kids was doing push-ups and stuff earlier today. Anyway, also, there's stuff you can stop doing or never do that can help your heart. Smoking. Oh, look at that. My brain and my hands stayed together and we got nice smoking up here. Okay? So smoking damages your heart blood vessels by making them hard. Okay? Remember we talked about how inside there's the muscles along your blood vessels on the inside, yeah, and your arteries, okay? Remember, the arteries have big ones that they push the blood through, and the blood vessels have littler ones that they push the blood through. So if you make your blood vessel hard, it's very hard for them to push it through, because think about if you have a stiff board and you're trying to push it, or a plastic cylinder and you're trying to push it, it's really hard, right? But if you have like a plastic straw and you try to push it, that's really simple and it's easy to push. So what happens is the blood vessels in your heart become harder and they don't push the blood through as effectively as they should be. All right. Also, smoking decreases the amount of oxygen in your blood. Oh, it's for oxygen, okay? And that you have a more likelihood to develop heart disease. All right, how you doing? So God is our perfect creator. He created our bodies. He created an important transportation system known as the circulatory system. Okay? Even though man has tried to replicate it, right, with the artificial heart and those kinds of things, he has never been able to make it like God made it. Okay? It is a very complicated system. Remember, we talked about arteries to veins. You have two veins that all the blood goes through. You have the capillaries, everything goes through. So the system is very complex. There is no way that this happened by mistake or by chance. This is evidence of a creator. God who created you and who loves you and who wants you to be healthy. So taking into account these things to keep your heart healthy are good things to think about, okay? And so I am going to leave you with this scripture. Colossians 1:16-17. All things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. The him they're talking about in that scripture specifically is Jesus. Jesus created all things. Without him, not anything was created that was created. That's King James Version, in case you're wondering. I don't know what one this is. It was out of the book, okay? So that is the end of our science, okay? Please, please, please study for your test. I have discovered there's actually a missing test. If I cannot find the missing test, I don't think I ever gave it to you. So what happened is we finished chapter 11, then we went into long distance learning, and I think in that transition, we lost the test for chapter 11 because you were supposed to do the test. I know you guys did a project, but you were supposed to do a test too. That was just a project. So if that is true, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video that is just like a review of chapter 11. I'm going to give you the study guide, and then I'm going to give you that test, okay? So I'll let you know hopefully next week what's going on, all right? So this is for chapter 12. Okay, don't get confused with chapter 12. So study for chapter 12. It's going to be May 8th. And if you need to take 11, it's going to be the following week, okay? All right, so have a great weekend. Enjoy your time off. And I will see you on Monday. Bye, guys.